Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone tonight? Oh, it is so exciting to see you all here. Please let me know, one, if you can hear me, two, if you can see me, and three, did the link come through for you to print off the worksheet for tonight's show? Edit City over here as well. Edit City. Yeah, that's always fun. Editing is the bane of my existence, but it is a very necessary evil. Yes, it is finally tea season. It's actually cool here today. I actually had to put on long sleeves because it's just a little chilly. You able to save a copy? Okay. Yep, I'm giving everybody plenty of time to save it, print it off, whatever, because I think you will find it very useful. I should have grabbed my copy before we got started. Am I organized? I like to think I am. Y'all know me by now. Organization is not my middle name. You have a due sheet. That's cool. Yes, times 3. I am so happy. So many. I'm just so thrilled that you're all here. Don't forget, and for those of you who come in on the replay crew, thank you, thank you, thank you for rewatching. Thank you to everyone who is here tonight. And please don't forget to hit that like and share button because that does help our algorithms. And the more likes and shares we get, the more other people will be able to see my live videos and I can help more authors. So hello, Aurora and Brent and MT and Dawn and Ruthie and Tish, Jennifer. Oh my gosh, so many people here tonight. I am so excited. Oh, it's back up to 100 degrees where you are? Well, that just bites. Hi, Shannon. For those of you who don't know, Shannon Nemechek is the producer of our show. Without her, a lot of this stuff would not get done. Amy Fendley, how are you, dear? Did you have a nice weekend this weekend, Amy? 100 degrees in Austin. I am so very, very sorry. I really am. You have my deepest sympathies. Been there, done that, and yeah, have the terrifying nightmares of, breaking that record a week or so ago of 121. That just sucks. Well, I'm glad, Amy. Did you enjoy the conference? I hope that you did. So, just we're going to cover lots of stuff tonight. So I do hope that you have a writing utensil and that you were able to print off a copy of the worksheet for tonight. I think those are very useful. Let's see. I absolutely loved my video, Amy Fendley. I did. Let me see. Okay. Bear with me. Bear with me, folks. Just bear with me a moment. I should have done this earlier, but again, y'all know me. Whoops. This is me. That's how I roll. That's just how I roll. Okay, I'm airdropping it, Amy. And I'm going to see if I can share it with all of you. Okay. Let me see if I can share. So for those of you who don't know, I do love police procedurals, mysteries, thrillers, detective stories, sometimes psychological thrillers if it doesn't, freak me out too much. But one of my absolute, hands down top favorite authors in those genres is Lisa Gardner. If you have not read her, you need to. Just telling you, you gotta read her. And just put any book. Let's see. We're going to see if I can share this. Here it is.
Hi, Susan. Why aren't you here playing with us? You should be in Oklahoma City. You should be joining us for lunch. And we miss you next year. Come back.
Seriously, I flippin' freaked out. I did. Amy Finley, I just absolutely love you. You're now one of my top 5 most favorite souls on the planet. So, she was at WriterCon in Oklahoma City this weekend. And of course, I never pay attention to all the conferences going around. Y'all really need to start emailing me and say, hey, Susan, there's a conference here this month, this year, X month, X year. I think you should go because otherwise I don't hear about them because y'all know me. I'm a little bit of an airhead. I know. So that video was Lisa Gardner talking to me. Amy Findlay, you have my undying, eternal devotion, love, and admiration. And I thank you for that. So I will definitely be at WritersCon next year. Somebody just needs to remind me where and when it is and when I can sign up. Amy, I want to go as an author. So send me that link as soon as it's available. I know I'm so awful. I really am. And yes, it was very sweet. So Amy did that for me. She also got me a signed paperback. Amy, you still haven't emailed me so that I can PayPal you for that. So anyway, that was rather exciting over the weekend. I had spent WritersCon. Yeah, isn't that what it's called? Amy, is WritersCon? WriterCon? I don't know. But anyway, this year it was in Oklahoma City and I didn't know about it until it was too late and didn't get to go. So anyway, tonight we're going to be talking about branding. Let's swoop, shall we? I need to get some music to that swoop. I really do. So branding, I just made a video to announce my virtual book world. Oh, that's cool, Tish. Email that to me. Everybody should know my email by now. Susan@susantisdale.com, right? And for those of you just coming in, we do have a worksheet for tonight's show. You can go pick it up here. You can download it and print it because you're probably going to want it. And it'll just make a little more sense if you have that worksheet as we go along. So as I said, tonight we're going to be talking about building your brand, a brand that fits you, who you are, and your style. Okay. So some people write under a pen name and that's absolutely fine. And some people write under their real names like I do. And that's one of the first things you need to decide if you already haven't, if you're going to write under your real name or your pen name. Most of you have already figured that out. So I want you to focus. Some authors write in multiple genres, right? You need to keep those separate. Your multiple genres. Let's say you write cozy romance or cozy mystery, and you also write historical romance, and you also write paranormal. You have to keep those 3 things separate from one another, okay, for branding, because branding is not going to follow across all genres, okay? So it's very, very important that you keep that in mind, okay? So for tonight's show, just focus on the one genre, okay? When you're doing your worksheet, just focus on one genre. So then next we have your public persona, okay? And this is really important. If you need to keep your identity secret, I have a secret identity page that goes with this. If you don't need to, because there are some authors, it doesn't matter what they're writing. If family found out, it just all hell would break loose. No, I'm not saying Amy, that you need a pen name, okay? I do recommend, like, let's take Nora Roberts, for example. We have Nora Roberts and we have J.D. Robb, right? Those 2 are separate. She keeps them separate. Everybody knows that Nora writes as J.D. Robb, but she keeps those 2 brands separate from one another. Okay, so you just decide if you're going to write under a pen name or your real name. This was just a worksheet sheet that I put together. Okay, and I'm trying to target everybody from newbie authors to those who've been around for a while, like me. So then we have our genre. Focus on one genre. If you write in multiples, just for each worksheet, I want you to keep it separate. Let's say you write 3 different genres, have 3 different worksheets, one for each of those genres, okay? And focus on one genre at a time, okay? So then we have to ask, because even though there are different genres, there's historical romance, contemporary romance, romantic suspense, there's sci-fi, there's paranormal, there's all sorts of different genres. But do you tend to write darker themed novels? Because you can have darker themed novels in all of those genres, okay? Are they racier or sexier, mysterious? Or do you tend to write happy and lighthearted stories? Do you write stories that require deep thought? Are they funny and comedic? Am I going too fast? My family, as soon as they find out I have a book out, they buy them. Well, that's good, MT. So figure out your writing style and the type of books that you tend to write. You need to focus on that, okay? Because all of this is going to play in together, okay? The next thing is, do you have a recently taken, or, do you have a more recent author pick? Okay. If you don't have to write under a secret identity, if you don't, whether you write under a pen name or not, you still need an author pick, right? If you're writing under a secret identity, we're going to cover that when we're done. Okay. Yeah, you have to have different. Yes, that's correct. So make sure that you have, and you could do it yourself. Okay, my author pick, the one I use everywhere, that's a selfie I took of myself and then just cleaned it up and changed it to black and white. So make sure that you do have a more recent picture, even if you've been around this for a while. Get those author picks updated. Okay, that's important, because when you go to a book signing, look at me. Okay, if I posted a picture if I used for my author pick a picture of me in high school, no one's gonna know who the hell I am, right? Because I look completely different. I used to have darker red hair. It was down past my shoulders. I had the Farrah Fawcett waves. I was uber skinny, like a size 8. I was a boobless wonder. So people are not going to recognize the 17-year-old me to the new me, right? And I'm much older than 17 now. So try to keep those updated as much as possible. Okay, Tish, that makes good sense. I would recommend that you do wait for the next round of author picks. Okay. Next, so what you're doing is you're thinking about the whole box, right? Think of your brand as a box, okay? For instance, y'all know when you see Tony the Tiger, that I was a boobless wonder. I think I was an A cup. I'm sorry, Diana. Anyway, when you see Tony the Tiger that people are talking about cornflakes, right? And when you see the Ford symbol, it's a Ford, probably a pickup or car. They don't make very many cars anymore, but you get the idea. You want your brand to fit into a nice, neat, tidy box. And these are all questions that you need to think about. I mean, really give some deep thought to when deciding how to brand yourself, okay? So you need either your real name or your pen name. It's up to you. Your public persona. Think about the kind of books you write. Are they darker? Are they lighthearted? Are they funnier? Are they sweet? Whatever. then your recently, more recent author pick. And then ask yourself, what kind of message do you want your books to give to readers? MT, you're killing me tonight. So think about that. Is there a message in your books? I know there are always messages in mine. My main message always is love conquers all, right? Love conquers all. That's my message. And that's a big message. I think my readers know about enough about me to know that for me, love can conquer all obstacles. Okay, love is strong. Love can be painful. It can hurt sometimes, but in the end, it's worth it. So, for you, what kind of message do you want to give your readers with your books? Hopeful, love conquers all, life sucks. There's more out there than this, or have you really not thought about that message you want to give to your readers via your books? And let me know if I'm going too fast, okay? I know I tend to talk fast, and I'm trying to go as slow as possible, try to give people enough time to write things down, okay? Next, you have to ask yourself, what kind of personality do you want to portray or give to the public when they see you or when they interact with you? Okay. Are you approachable? Are you happy? Are you kind? Are you more of a hermit, an introvert? Are you a serious, deep thinker? Or do you want to keep an air of mystery about yourself? Okay. Oh, God, Aaron Black. Okay. I gotta quit reading the comments because, Aaron, you're killing me, baby. You're killing me. That's funny. Okay, that can be your message. But back to your personality. What kind of personality do you want to portray to the public, right? Because that is part of your brand. How you present yourself publicly is just as important as your logo, your book covers, how you run your ads, things like that. It's all vitally, vitally, vitally important. But one of the biggest things that can affect your brand is how you portray yourself to the public. Okay? I think I put this somewhere else, but one of my biggest pieces of advice to anybody, newbie authors have been around for a while, you could have 50 books published. Do not air your dirty laundry in public. No one wants to hear about your dirty laundry. Unless, of course, it's a memento from a one night stand with Jason Momoa or Matthew McConaughey, and then we might want to know. But for the most part, if you're fighting with your husband, if you're fighting with your sister, your brother, your spouse, your kids, whatever, your parents, it doesn't matter. If you guys are constantly at each other's throats, and your parents hate you, you hate your parents, keep that stuff to yourself. Okay? And there are really good sound reasons for doing that. You want to portray yourself as a professional author / writer. Okay? The, CEO of Dairy Queen doesn't post on social media that he is currently fighting with his cousin over grandpa's pocket watch. They don't do stuff like that, right? They're professionals. Yes, you can still post about your family, your puppies, your spouse, your kids, whatever. But keep it as neutral as possible. Okay. Don't air that dirty laundry. It does your brand no good. You end up just looking like you are just whiny. And if you need to vent to someone about issues going on with someone else, within your family, within your friends, whatever, seek someone out, call them up, and talk to them over the phone. Don't talk about it publicly. The public doesn't need to know. Okay? So, am I saying, paint on a happy smile and just be all the time? No. No, you do not have to do that. You can post, pictures of your garden, your favorite cupcakes. I love posts about cupcakes, and I also hate posts about cupcakes, because usually when I see a post about a cupcake, then I want a cupcake. So, I think you all are intelligent enough to understand what I'm talking about. Okay. So just post things. Basically, it boils down to this. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Make sense? You want to have a social media presence, but you want that social media presence to be one of someone who is professional, yet approachable. Like, that's how I look at myself. Someone told me once that I was very, very intimidating, and I'm like, me? I didn't realize that I can be to some people, especially those people who are introverts, right? I never stop to think about that. So I can usually spot introverts, now rather quickly. And I tone down my personality for that individual. And I'm not faking it or anything. I'm just toning down my exuberance, my zeal, to make them feel more comfortable. Does this make sense? Oh, thank you, Amy. But you want your public persona to be one of a professional individual. I highly recommend that, and I don't know if Facebook has this fixed yet or not, but I have 2 Facebook pages. I have the Real Susan Tisdale, where I post pictures about my grandbabies and, my family, and our pictures of my hummingbirds and my flowers and all that stuff. And then I have my author page, as I refer to it on Facebook, which is Susan Tisdale Romance Author. Hell, I don't know. Shannon, can you go over to Facebook and grab my author page link for me and post it in the chat, because I can't remember it right now. So your public persona is to be one of a professional person who is approachable, where people can ask you questions. You don't want to be bitching all the time about everybody and everything. Now, we all know, good night, Irene. I'm not sprinting right now. I'm doing a live, but thank you for the invitation. Anyway, we all know people who, if you gave them $1 million, they would bitch at you because you didn't gift wrap it. There was no card, and it was old money. It wasn't, newly minted. Okay. We all know people like that. They are not happy unless they are bitching about someone or something. Okay. Avoid those people like the plague. I do believe you are like the 5 people you surround yourself with. Okay. If you're surrounding yourself with negative Nellies, you're going to be a negative Nelly. There is absolutely no way to avoid that. I look at it this way. I'm over 50, and I get to pick and choose who I hang out with. Okay. But as far as your brand goes, you want to portray a person who is thoughtful and professional and approachable. It's really, really important. Okay. Am I making sense? I had to take my glasses off because Aaron Black was going to make me spit out my tea again. Oh, thank you. Yes, people can be soul suckers. Okay, let's see. Yes, exactly. Michaela, ding, ding, ding. You win the Cheeky Wench Award of the Night. I don't know what the hell that is, but you are spot on correct. No politics, no religion, and no money discussed on social media. Unless you are let's say a Christian romance author, then it's perfectly acceptable because it falls into your genre, right? Hallie Bridgman, for instance, perfect example. Love Hallie. Love her to the moon and back. She is just, oh, I love her. And she is a devout Christian. There is a certain kind of Christian. But anyway, I can never say the word correct, right anyway. But anyway, she does post, passages from the Bible. She talks about scripture. She talks about her own relationship with God. And that's perfectly acceptable because that's what her books are about. Okay? If you're writing you can talk about your relationship with God. I have no problem with that. But keep it, how do I want to put this? If the comments get too heavy, shut off the comments and don't comment to the comments. Does that make sense? It is a job. Boss at a job wouldn't want you airing your dirty laundry at work. True. On social media, you're always at work when you're on your page. That is true. That is true. Although I did work for someone once who wanted all the nitty gritty about my life. So if you write Christian mystery, that's fine. What I'm trying to say is keep politics off your page. Keep your dirty laundry in the hamper. And be careful what you post. Okay? You never see me posting political stuff. You all know my view on politics. I don't care what letters behind their name. I think they're all a bunch of lion rat bastards. I don't trust any of them. Anybody who wants to be president should automatically be disqualified. That's just my personal opinion. I think it should be, a lottery system, and every 4 years we draw a name out of a hat, and oh, look, it's Bob the Builder's turn to be president for the next 4 years. But I digress. I don't like discussing politics. I refuse to discuss politics. I will discuss religion with people because of my curiosity about that subject, but I tend to keep my posts as neutral as humanly possible. Am I making sense? Yes, your faith is a part of you, and I'm going to be writing a Christian fiction. Okay, see, this is perfect. Yes, exactly. Discuss your faith. If you're writing Christian whatever, Christian romance, Christian mysteries, Christian whatever, talk about your faith. It's okay. Just, that's perfectly acceptable. I see no problem with that. Okay, so think about what kind of personality or what kind of person you want to portray to the public. For the newer people, do you have an author page, just a separate from, in real life, page set up for social media accounts such as Facebook, Threads, X, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok? I don't know what else is out there. I'm blurry on your screen. I'm so sorry, dear. Keep all of those social media accounts separate. Okay? You can, all your author, let's say you only write one genre and you write like me, historical romance. Yes, your social media for your author pages can all be tied together. Okay? What I'm saying is keep your in real life pages separate from your author pages. You know, it took me a while too, Monica, but I'm sure there's somebody in here who can help you do that. Think about what kind of things you typically post about on social media. It's important. Let's say you write sci-fi. I love sci-fi. Oh, Pierce Anthony is one of my all-time most favorites, and so is Terry Maggard. I love Terry Maggard. Oh, his sci-fi is wonderful. But think about the things you typically post about on social media. Are they fun? Are they inspiring? Are they silly? You could talk about books. You could talk about other writers that you like. Never, ever, ever. Rule number one, and I want you all to write this down. Highlight it, put it in permanent marker, tattoo it to your arm, whatever. Never, ever, ever, under any circumstance, should you ever say anything negative about another author or their writing style. Nothing pisses me off more than to see an author who might have 2 flippant books published, and he or she goes on a tirade on Facebook about an author in their genre who, let's say, has 100 books out and, you know, has hit the New York Times or has hit the USA Today or whatever, you know, sells 1,000 copies of their books a day, how much they hate their books because the writing sucks. Do not, under any circumstance, ever, 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 ever do that. It is rude, it's crass, and it shows just how much you don't know. Okay? Never do that. Brent brings up a good topic. So, trying to build a following across social media platforms really cuts into the writing time itself. It does. But you can schedule those. You can schedule in Facebook, at least I can. I have the Meta Suite and all that. I can schedule posts to talk about anything. I could put links into a book sale. I can just put a post in about my favorite apple pie recipe, or I can create a post about, you know, squirrels. Anything I want. Okay? And that, if you can spend just an hour or two at the beginning of each week and schedule those posts, and you can cross post, like you could post from Facebook to Instagram, Instagram to Facebook. Just take a little time out, start small. Start with maybe 3 posts per day for a week and make sure they're all different and unique. Okay. And, I might have somebody on some night to discuss how you could do that. My other comment got cut off. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Scheduling. Yeah. Scheduling is key. Yes. Oh my gosh. Number 2 that you never, ever, 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 ever freaking do. And this probably pisses me off more than anything. You send a friend request to an author. They accept. And 5 seconds later, they receive a link in their Facebook Messenger or Instagram. Buy my book. Here's a link to a book I think you might like. I wrote it. Blah, 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 blah. That is not how you build relationships with your fellow authors. Okay, and that's another subject for another night. Today is Terry's B-Day. Terry who? Do you have your author page set to private? No, I don't. You know what, Ruthie? No, I don't. It's all public, and I get lots of guys who want, you know, it's always the same thing. Hey, my beautiful friend, I saw your profile and I think we have a lot in common. Blah, 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 blah. No. I just ignore them. I just delete. I just block. Because 99.99999% of the time, my author pages are for my readers and my fellow authors. Okay? I get spam every single day. I get it at Facebook. I get it at Instagram. I'm not on, what do they call, Twitter or X? I'm not on X. No, thank you. And pretty much not on TikTok anymore. So my two primary social media pages are here. Well, my two primary are Facebook and Instagram, and then YouTube. Okay? So I just ignore them, Ruthie. It takes, 3 seconds to just delete. So, branding. It's all encompassing. Let's talk logos. Logos, that's where your branding starts, usually, is with your logo. But don't try to create a logo or have someone else create a logo until you've answered the questions on this page. Because let's say you write dark, let's say you write dino porn. Okay, let's just say you write dino porn. Your logo should not be your name in fancy font with little flowers all around it and swirls and everything. That does not fit dino porn. Okay? You have to answer all these other questions and figure it out. Okay. I tend to write darker novels. I am more of a hermit than I am an extrovert. Yes, I want people to be able to send me an email saying they love my books, but I don't want to be on social media 24 hours a day, etc. So you may want a darker themed, and when I say darker, I'm talking colors. So decide your favorite colors. Let's say you do write darker novels, or you write dino porn, or let's just say darker novels. And when I say darker, I mean, maybe about poltergeist invasions or devil worshiping, or, not even devil worshiping. I need to think of a better way to explain this. Okay, let's say you write upbeat, happy, cheerful novels, inspirational novels, and your favorite color is black. Black is my favorite color. Believe it or not, black is my absolute most favorite color. But also with green and grays and silvers and pewters and blues, the color of rain. But anyway, I digressed again. Let's say you write inspirational romance, and but your favorite color is black and purple. Well, work with a cover artist. A great cover artist will almost always help you with your branding. Okay, because your book covers are everything needs to tie together. Everything needs to be cohesive. Everything needs to fit together. So you write inspirational romance. You can have, a very fancy font, and you could have, instead of deep dark purple, do lavender with, black ink. Add some gold or silver to it, right? Have a moody. That's the word I wanted. MT Decker. I've been looking for that damn word all day. Moody. Oh my God. Thank you, MT. Anyway, you want it to fit with who you are and the genre you write. Now, if you tend to write darker or more moody novels, then yes, you can go a little bit darker on your branding. And by darker, I mean in the colors that you choose. Let's say yellow's your favorite color, but you write these moodier romances or these moodier, psycho thrillers or whatever. You can use a different shade of yellow to go with that. Is this making sense? You can take your favorite colors and you can work them into your brand. Zips up the P word. Oh, you're too funny. In my head, it's all Susie's fault. Okay, no more P word. Oh, no more dino porn? Oh, I'm sorry. It's a real thing. Sorry. Oh, really? Oh, shoot. I'm so sorry. We'll just call it DP then. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me, Shannon. See, if it wasn't for Shannon. Um, anyway, you could choose your favorite colors to go with your branding. Your branding needs to match the kind of books that you write, and it just needs to be cohesive and it needs to fit. Now, I don't know. Let's see if I can do a screen share. It's not going to work. Okay, so bear with me. Okay, back to home. I'm in Canva, so just bear with me. I want to find. Okay. Not log, logo, dummy. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. And of course, it won't bring up my logo. Projects, category. Who the hell knows? Huh. Okay, my older logo, I'll just try to explain it, was a Celtic cross with a bunch of ivies going through it. And it just said, author, storyteller, cheeky wench. Okay. Corn. Okay. Oh, sweet. Okay. For me, Erin, this is just my personal opinion. Love the color black. I really do. As you can see, I wear a lot of dark things. But I don't know if you can see my mug. Okay. So this is stainless steel, but in this lighting, it gives off a pewter tint. So I love black with pewter. In shade. Just think about a summer day where it's rained or it is raining and the skies are that heavy pewter gray, and then the trunks of the trees are almost black, and then you have your black earth, and then you have your green grass growing, and then you have your green leaves on your trees. I call that the colors of rain. Those are my favorite colors. I also love the colors of autumn rain. Same thing, but you throw in pops of oranges and reds and yellows. So I think that's cool, Tish. I really do. Gunmetal gray. Yes, gunmetal gray is like pewter. Gunmetal gray. I love gunmetal gray. But I also love pink. I guess what I'm trying to say is find those three colors that you just really, really love and work with your cover artist to help put those colors together in shades that will work for your brand. Okay. Getting a little warm, and I said I was cold. You may hear my fan in the background. I will apologize, but I need it for a moment. Okay. Important points to remember when choosing your brand, and we've gone over most of these. You need cohesiveness, okay? That means everything needs to work together. Your logo needs to match your genre. Your book covers need to match your genre. Your any kind of marketing that you do, any kind of graphic ads that you put together, it all needs to go together. It needs to be cohesive, and they need to work together. Okay? So everything needs to fit together. Everything should read well when you're working on, let's say you're working with your cover artist to come up with a great logo for you. That's where everything starts with me. I go with my logo and I bounce off of it. But when you're looking at your logo, it needs to be readable or recognizable. It needs to read well on thumbprint. Okay, like when you're on your phone and you're looking at your logo, can you still read it? That's important because a lot of people work off their phones these days. Okay, so it's really important that those thumbnail versions of your logo are readable. Everything about your brand needs to be recognizable. Okay, people should be able to look at one of your book covers or one of your book covers and go, oh, that is a Jane Doe novel. Sweet. She's got a new one coming out. Just by looking at the cover without reading the name on the cover, your cover art needs to match your brand so that people go, oh, that's a new Jane Doe novel. Your brand is a message. Make sure it's the right message. Okay? I believe that to my bones, that your brand is a message. It's a message to the public about who you are and what you write. Organization is key to everything we do. Make sure your brand is organized too. That goes back to being cohesive, melding, working together. You do not, if you write, you don't want your book covers to look like cozy or rom-com. Rom-com? Is that, they still call it that? You don't want your book covers to be rom-com, but you write, police procedurals, and yet your logo is all, scripts and curly cues and everything else. Find 5 really famous freaking authors. 5 famous authors in your genre, and go check out their web pages. Check out their books on Amazon and look and see how they all tie together, how they all work together. It's important. They've got to blend, they've got to meld. Even if you are a hermit or, an introvert, you still need to make sure you're approachable by people. So that's why I always recommend you put a link to your email at the back of all your books so that people can just simply email you and say, I just loved your latest release and I think you're awesome, blah, blah, blah. No, Amy, this is a good question. Do you have a different brand for each series? No. Your brand is genre specific. Okay. I have multiple series out and they're all Scottish historical romance, and my brand blends together. Okay. And I am working with my cover artist to rebrand a few things to make it even more cohesive. Okay. So you don't need a different brand for each series. Okay. If all you write is Cozy Mysteries, that brand works for all Cozy Mysteries. Okay, your covers should change per series, but not your brand. It doesn't have to. Okay, not gonna actually follow through with these. Okay, we've already touched on this. Don't air all of your dirty laundry in public. Before you post something to social media, I don't care what social media it is, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, Threads, whatever. Ask yourself this before you post it. Is this helping to build my brand? My advice is, you can post, let's say in a day, you can have 3 very innocuous posts, meaning you can post your favorite, blueberry muffin recipe. You can post a picture of your new car. You can post a picture of the new grandbaby. Okay, 3. They need to be 3 non-book related posts. Okay, funny memes, whatever. And on that 4th one, you can post your link to your upcoming release or to your website or to your new book or whatever. But always ask yourself, is what I'm about to say or post helping my brand? And then this, I learned this one a long time ago. Remember that one shit will wipe out thousands of attagirls. You can be going all along fabulously well. Everybody thinks you're just phenomenal. And then one misstep and it's like, ooh, oh shit. And you can spend a lot of time fixing that oh shit. So just be thoughtful about what you're posting. Be thoughtful about what you're saying. Be thoughtful about your comments on other people's threads, right? Is it kind? Is it necessary? Yep, that's a good one. Okay, now, for those of you who have to write under a nom de plume or a pen name in order to keep your identity secret, there are some steps and measures that you really need to take, okay? Everything on that we've already discussed applies to how you're building your brand under your secret identity, okay? So if you need to keep your real world identity separate from your writing career, there are added measures you need to take in order to keep everything private. Instead of an author pic or a headshot, use an avatar, but make sure that avatar works with your brand. Make sure it's the same shades as your brand. Make sure that, you know, that it just ties in with your brand. For instance, don't use an avatar of a vampire if you're writing cookbooks, unless your cookbooks, of course, is a cookbook for vampires. National Read a Book Day for anyone who needs a post topic today. Okay, thank you, Tish. It's not always easy to keep your real world separate from your writing world, but you have to, okay? Do not tell anyone, no one, not your Aunt Bonnie, not your Grandma Joan, not your sister or your brother or your cousin or someone you're in a writing group with. You don't tell nobody except your accountant who you are and what you're doing. I don't care how much you trust these people. Do not tell another living soul other than your accountant that you are, Missy Smith writing as, Pinky Haversnatch, right? If that's what you have to do. Because even though you feel like you could trust these people, believe me, I've been there, done that, had people I would have taken a freaking bullet for turn on me like that. And then these people are pissed off and they are spreading the truth about you. So don't tell nobody nothing. About nothing. I don't care who they are. I don't care how long you've known them, whether you're blood related or related by marriage or whatever. Don't tell them anything. So you have to, in addition to that, keep all of your social media pages separate from your real world pages or from your author pages. Okay. So author page is pages, no matter what social media platform you're using, cannot be linked to your personal pages, your real life page. Okay. And as tempting as it may be, this is a hard one. As tempting as it may be, do not like your author page as your real life persona, your real life person. That's right. Trust no one. Oh, Amy, Pinky Haversnatch is my pen name. You can, Ruthie. It can be really confusing. It can be rather difficult and time consuming. Um, my recommendation would be to ask other authors who've done that. I personally haven't done that. I've always written under my real name. I didn't even think about a pen name when I wrote Layden's Daughter. Um, that's true, Amy. Yes, that is true. Okay. So again, you've got your author page set up, say at Facebook, and then you've got your real life page where you're, soccer mom and Sunday school teacher, et cetera, et cetera. Don't go over to your author page and like it as your real self, because that can lead to problems. Because we all know there's people out there who mean to do no one any good. Well, Ruthie, we can ask around if anybody in here who's ever done that. Or Ruthie, are you on our sprinting group on Discord? Um, if you're not in our sprint cord, if you're not in our Discord sprinting group, Shannon, if you're still here, honey, can you post a link to that so people can sign up? Because we really want to have more people join us. Okay. I've been very MIA in the sprinting group for the last few weeks. I've just had so much stuff going on. It's not fun. That's okay. You can go in anytime. Ruthie, you can go in anytime to sprint. They're sprinting in there now. I've got notifications on my watch. Oh, you usually see them at 3 a.m. Turn your notifications on, darling. Go into Discord and turn your notifications on so you don't miss them. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let's see. I know I have missed a lot of the chat tonight. I had to stop because Aaron was killing me and MT Decker was killing me, and yes, if your genres are major, yes. Let's see. There is so much information in here. Anyway, it is 7:31, and guess what? I ate before I came on tonight. I actually had a nice big salad with cottage cheese. I love a big garden salad, like with tomatoes. I almost said tomatoes, sorry. With tomatoes and cucumbers and radishes and whatever vegetable you want to throw in there, peppers, onions, spring onions. And then I take cottage cheese and put it on top, and then some creamy French dressing, and then some crushed up Ritz crackers. That is like one of my most favorite salads in the world. Let's see. I would not blame you. This is a perfect example about why you would want a pen name. So Aaron asks, I'm about to publish a gothic romance with no sex, and I don't know if I should put a warning in the blurb that there's no sex, as I don't want to mislead my readers. Well, Aaron, couple questions. One, are you writing it under your pen name, where readers are used to getting a lot of Thethy time in your novels? Okay. If you're writing under from your question, I'm going to assume you're writing under the same pen name, and my answer is going to be no. You don't have to put a warning in the blurb that there's no Thethy time. We have to be careful with certain words that we use. But no, I don't think you should put in a warning in the blurb that there's less. There's so many terms I can call it, but I'm not going to. Shannon, will I get in trouble if I call it hide the weenie? Anyway, there's just, I don't think you need to put a warning in there that it's not as, Thethy as your previous novels. If people are going to bitch, no matter which way you do it. So I personally would not. Now, when I wrote The Edge of Forever, I did give a little bit of a warning that it was a lot racier than what I usually write. Stealth Nookie, there you go. Intimate, thank you. Oh gosh. Oh, okay. So how do you decide on a pen name? Well, Don Miller. You could put a bunch of favorite names, first and last names in a hat, draw them out. It's up to you. But I have a very vivid imagination. And when I came up with my pen name for my, how do I want to put this? For my leader of the indie resistance, for when I get pissed off and go after like stuffers, book stuffers, and things like that, I chose the name Pinky Haversnatch. It's true. Oops. Are y'all still here? Okay, good. I thought I hit the wrong button. Let's go to Amazon. And it was just something funny that I thought of. Okay, so one of my books is titled, I love this. This is when we were going after stuffers a few years ago, when they were stuffing KU books, trying to make those books, 1,000 pages long, telling their readers to just thumb through. They don't even have to read it, yada, yada, yada. It was a typical type of book that this was happening to. And, what? Oh, hang on. Okay. So this is titled Pregnant by My Boss's Cousin, the Billionaire Chic, Book 1 of the Stuffed Sausage series. Yeah, I wrote that. Because I was pissed. Ooh, what's this? No, share it, building your brand? No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Okay. Where did everybody go? Oh, I'm in the wrong window. Yeah, yes, I am a professional. I know exactly what the hell I'm doing. And I'm going to grab a link for you. So that was one of my very first Pinky Haversnatch novel that came out was The Cocky Billionaire. And that was our way of proving a point with the whole Cockygate fiasco. So these books are written badly on purpose. Let me put that in there. Okay. Hopefully it comes up. I love how you all help each other out. So Pinky Haversnatch just sounded funny in my head. And when somebody in the book world pisses me off, as in Cockygate and is in Book Stuffing Gate and other things, I tend to write they're written badly on purpose. And I have had people not understand the purpose of these novels and then reach out going, this was so bad. Yeah, it was bad on purpose because the books that were being stuffed were typically, not always, but typically piss poor writing. Yeah, and they're not supposed to do that, Ruthie. Cockygate, yes, Cockygate, that was good times, wasn't it? Wasn't that just really good times? It was. It was a legendary time, and that's how I got the nickname or the moniker of the leader of the indie resistance, because I just couldn't take it anymore. I just couldn't. I was just done. I was just done. Stick of work at me, I'm done. I'm done with people being stupid, mean, selfish, belligerent, rude, obnoxious. I was done, and I was really menopausal at the time. Anyway, if there are no other questions, or if you have to think of a question afterwards, you can leave it in the comment section. Those of you on Replay Crew can leave it in the comment section, or you can email me, Susan@SusanTisdale.com. You all should have that memorized by now. And I will try to answer those as best that I can. Okay? So we will be back next week. What is next week's date? I'm going to try to get it scheduled. Oh, crap. Okay. I have nothing going on. Got it memorized. None of these are here in this group. This group is great. Well, thank you, Amy. Yeah, we were all surprised, Dawn. We were all surprised. And I'm really glad they're not here. But a certain person involved in Cockygate, she who shall remain nameless. I'm not even going there. I'm not even going there. I'm going to be quiet. But anyway, we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about she who shall not be named. We just won't. We're not going to give that individual any public time, and I have lots of reasons for doing that, and I'm going to keep those reasons to myself. And just trust me, they're very good reasons. Voldemort. Yes, that's it. Shannon, you kill me. Anyway, I love you all. I do think you all are fabulous and amazing and wonderful. And moving forward, we're going to be far more organized than we have been. So I'm not sure what next week's topic is. If you have a topic that you want me to talk about, then email me. I've already received a couple of really good ideas to discuss about marketing. But I thought before we discussed actual marketing, you needed to nail down your branding, because branding and marketing, it all goes together, right? It all goes together. And the main key with branding, marketing, whatever you're doing, it's cohesiveness, it's melding, it's meshing together correctly. So step one is coming up with your brand, because you can't market. First of all, you can't sell blank pages. You got to write the book first, right? Secondly, once you have established your genre and your brand, then it makes marketing a heck of a lot easier. Okay, so next week we will be discussing marketing techniques. I'm not going to go in detail on how to, create an ad on Amazon or Facebook. I don't do ads on Facebook anymore. I do them on Instagram. I might touch on that a little bit, but marketing isn't just ads, right? I had not heard of the book stuffing thing. Just looked it up. Wow. Yeah, those were fun times, Brent. Those were fun times. All pre-COVID, right? Pre-COVID, the world was freaking awesome. Can I get an amen? Pre-COVID, before the 19, the world was flipping amazing. Was it not? Does anybody agree with me? And then it's like 2019 hit, and the freaking world fell apart. And not just for a few days, or a few weeks, or a few months, but we're talking a few years. And I'm over it. And I want to go back to pre-19. I want to go back to pre-COVID. I want to go back to life as it was. But we can't, so we just got to move forward. But yeah, those were good times. Good times. Good times. And let us not forget the author who faked her unaliving and all of that. So there's always, I want my mom back, Diana. But I lost her in 2015. But I know exactly how you feel. I'd give anything to have just one more day with my mama. Whew, that hit. My word for 2019, 2020, and 21 was, this sucks big, hairy, green, gankerous donkey balls. That was my word. My phrase for those 3 years. It's okay, honey. It's okay. I understand. If anybody gets it, I do. Anyway, there you have it. Tips on branding. Let me know if you have any questions. If you're on the replay crew, leave your questions in the comments. Leave a question in the comments and tell me what you think of tonight's show. And please don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell, the notification bell that says all, so that you will be notified whenever I go online. Because sometimes you subscribe and it won't choose, you drop down on a little all and it's like personalized instead of all. So make sure you hit that little ringy dingy bell and choose all notifications. Okay. And it's okay, Diana. I'm sending you a great big hug, honey. I understand. I do. Anyway, have a great week. No, I would not be on Friday night. I'm writing, I'm working, I'm doing stuff. Here in a few weeks, I'll be doing a show from the road, and I'm not going to tell you from where. It will be an undisclosed location. That's in October. I've got lots of guests coming up very soon, and guests that I think you're going to love. And we're going to have lots of information announcements coming up in the next couple months that I'm really super flippin' excited about. So you all have a great, fabulous, wonderful week. May your coffee cup not run dry. May it always be hot. May you not run out of creamer or sugar if that is your preference. May your underwear not ride up the cracky arts. And may you be safe and content and happy wherever you are. And if you're in the hot zones, I pray you can be cool. And if you're in the cold zones, I pray for your warmth. I love you all. I think you're amazing and fabulous and just spectacular. So you all have a great week, and I'll see you next Wednesday night, okay? Bye-bye. Mwah. Whoops.